In the latest chapter of One Piece, we had a massive, shocking, unbelievable reveal where it was shown that the character of Denjiro actually had a far bigger neck than we expected. At first we imagined he had a normal, average neck, but this chapter showed us that no, his neck is actually really big, it's really impressive. So that kinda got me thinking, what are the strongest and biggest necks in the world of One Piece? I mean, after all, we all know that the bigger one's neck, the bigger their power level. It's by far the most reliable and accurate way to measure the power levels of characters. So I wanted to ask myself specifically that, where does each One Piece character fall in the scale of necks? Now, for this experiment, I will be using the Dritz scale, named after the famous scientist who first once researched the necks of the One Piece world, and I'm going to be ranking each character from 1 of 11 tiers, all the way from 0 up to 100. Now, the first is negative tier. It's those who have necks even smaller than the normal average. Then we have average tier, you know, the one for most humans in the One Piece world. Then we have amateur tier, novice tier, rookie tier, advanced tier, pro tier, triangle tier. Now the triangle is the one that most are trying to go for, you know, the peak of neck building, but we can go even beyond. There's expert tier, legend tier, and Logan tier, named after the legend himself. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Now, first of all, we gotta lay some basic ground rules. Unfortunately, no one whose neck is part of their body, like the head is incorporated in the body, will count. So no matter how big it may be, if it's not a neck bulging outside the body, it won't count. So unfortunately, Jinbei, I love you, man, but you're disqualified. You don't count. So anyways, let's begin. First of all, we'll start with the Straw Hats. And first of all, Luffy, at first glance, is actually really disappointing. His neck is just the bare average that you would see in any normal human. So unfortunately he falls in the average tier right at the bottom. However, when Luffy powers up and enters Gear 4th, he really turns things around because his neck suddenly becomes way larger. And it goes all the way up in, you know, decent expert tier. This shows that Luffy's true power only really comes out once he enters in the form of Gear 4th. Now, next, Zoro might quite possibly be the one who, at base level, has the best neck of the monster trio. Never mind, I disqualified Jinbei. Of the monster duo. But even then, it's not quite up there at the level of some of the heavy hitters of the One Piece world. So, you know, we're gonna have to see where it goes, if he's gonna get stronger. Anyway, Sanji, you know, not quite that impressive. You know, it's a bit better than Luffy's, but it's still at amateur level. Usopp, again, also not quite that great. A little bit better than Luffy, I'd say, but he's still a bit on lower amateur level. Now, moving on to the females of the Straw Hats. Really disappointing. Nami and Robin are just the bare, boring average. It's no wonder they never get any fights because they wouldn't even be able to fight. Carrot, again, also very disappointing, even thinner than them. Probably one of the worst necks in the Straw Hats, but definitely not as bad as Chopper. What is this disgrace? What is this? This is pathetic. Chopper, go cry in the corner. You got like a 2 out of 100. You suck. Brook, also very disappointing, but with Brook it's a bit more understandable because, you know, he's just bones, so he can't help it. You can't really make bones thicker, so unfortunately, I'm sorry, Brook, you're also gonna have to stay very low. But thankfully, the Straw Hats are redeemed by Frankie, who has a neck that is honestly really impressive. Definitely on high tier, I'd say probably around triangle level. Definitely one of the strongest Straw Hats by far. Zoro's got nothing on him. Now, moving on, we have the Supernovas. So, first of all, Law honestly, very, very disappointing. He's got a very average neck, so we're gonna put him again at around average level. Kid, on the other hand, okay, now this is pretty impressive. I'd say he's a solid 60. Same for Killer. I mean, he is the poster boy for pro level, so they go right there. Beige, it's not bad. It's a bit thick, but definitely could be better. But I'd say he kind of fits at around rookie level. Bonnie, again, very disappointing, average level. Nothing too great. Hawkins is also honestly kind of disappointing. I'd say his amateur level is a bit bigger than normal, but not too good. Apu, on the other hand, now, pre-time skip, it's a bit disappointing, but post-time skip, it seems he's gotten some pretty decent gains, so I'm actually going to put him, around rookie level, a bit high there, but we have Rouge redeeming all the Supernovas, because not only is his base neck just unbelievable, I mean, that's already like an easy 75 at 100, but most importantly, once he uses his Devil Fruit powers, his neck just shoots up to almost legend level. Now, this is a really, really impressive neck. Now, moving on to the Shichibukai, first of all, we got Mihawk. He's considered the strongest swordsman in the world, but honestly, his neck's not really that impressive, so I'm kind of doubting the position he has. It's still pretty good, all things considered. It's probably around, rookie level, but definitely nothing compared to some of the other heavy hitters. Crocodile is probably even better than him. I'd say he's just, close to advanced level, maybe not quite there, but, it's quite an impressive neck already. Doflamingo, on the other hand, okay, now this is a good neck. Alright, it's not quite there, it's not quite as good as some others, but it's already a quite impressive one. Now, Kuma, Kuma is a really difficult character to rank because, we never fully get to see his neck properly, but we do get some glimpses at it. And it's a bit disappointing. It's definitely strong, but I'd say it's probably on lower rookie level. On the other hand, though, Moria. Oh my god. I mean, his neck is already massive, but when, he transforms into Shadow's Asgard, it's something else entirely. I mean, just see for yourself. This is a neck that has been brought to its fullest potential through the abilities of his Devil Fruit. So this is easily going up all the way in Legend tier, high up. One of the best necks so far. Hancock, on the other hand, disappointing. Unfortunately, One Piece females really got it pretty bad, so she's gonna have to go in average tier. Buggy, it's not bad. It's actually kind of decent. I'd almost put him at, novice level, but, not quite up there. And, Weevil's another hard one, because it's a big neck, but it's just kind of mostly fat. I don't think there's many muscles there, so I think I'm going to kind of put him around between, novice and rookie. I don't think he quite deserves to go quite that high. Now, next up are the Marines, at least the most important Marines. First of all, we got Kizaru. It's a pretty decent neck, all things considered, but I don't think it's quite that impressive. I think it's about rookie level. On the other hand, Kuzan, though, now this is an impressive neck. Lots of muscles, too, so I definitely put it close to pro level. Sakazuki, on the other hand, not quite as good as Kuzan. I'd say a bit lower, so I don't know if you really won that fairly during their duel, but, we'll have to see. Fujitora, on the other hand, he's hiding his neck. He's using this scarf to hide his neck, probably because he's got a complex about it, how small it is. Well, let me tell you, Fujitora, hiding your neck is cheating. You're disqualified. Ricardo, on the other hand, okay, now this is a pretty cool neck. Let's say just right above Sakazuki. Now, next, Sengoku. Okay, now, at base level, alright, this is already a very impressive neck. I'd say this is already, high pro level. But when he transforms into his Daibutsu form, I mean, wow. Okay, now this is getting close to legend. Not quite there, but it's getting close to legend. Garp, on the other hand, a lot of people say that Garp is stronger as Sengoku. I don't know, it's kind of a bit of a boring neck in comparison. Now, it's still pretty impressive by One Piece standards, of course, but it's not quite up there. And Condoriano, the legend himself, I mean, people hype him up a lot, but honestly, it's a bit of a very mediocre neck. Honestly, average level. I don't think I can put him any higher than that. Now, we're gonna have a bit of a wild round. I picked a bunch of characters that don't really pertain to specific big organizations, and we're gonna be ranking them as well. So, first of all, the OG Neckman himself, Arlong. Arlong, for how early he appeared in the series, already had a really impressive neck. So, I'm gonna be putting him at around pro level. Really good for Arlong. Next, NL. Not quite as much, honestly. It's kind of disappointing as a neck. It's not too terrible, high novice level, I'd say, but definitely not as impressive. Now, Luch is a really weird one. So, at base level, Luch has got a pretty boring neck. Honestly, novice level, maybe even lower. But when he transforms, like, okay, wow. Now this is a big neck. Not quite maybe legend level, but definitely at expert level. It's definitely up there. Now, wait, what's Spider-Man doing here? Well, I'll rank him as well. Let's just put him at advanced level. Yeah, it's, pretty big neck, all things considered. So next is Sabo. Honestly, it's better than Luffy. He's already definitely better than his brother, but still very mediocre. I'd put him around there. Karasu, on the other hand, okay, no, Karasu is definitely a lot more impressive. I think he is close to triangle level, definitely up there. Dragon, on the other hand, supposed to be their leader, but rookie level, not that impressive. Now, this guy, I don't remember his name. I don't even remember the arc he was in. It's probably from a filler arc, but whatever, let's rank him as well. I definitely say he's, close to advanced. Now, the man himself, top 5, King Judge, pretty decent neck. I'm going to put him at 55 for top 5. And then, finally, the man himself, Virgo. Virgo's neck, when in normal form, is honestly very disappointing, but when he transforms and goes full body hacky, wow. Okay, now this is very impressive. High expert level, incredibly muscular, and just fully coated in hacky, so definitely high up there. Now, finally, we move on to the Yonko cruise. First of all, Katakuri, very famously known for his great neck, definitely up there, close to expert level. I wouldn't say it's quite up there with the biggest of heavy hitters, but definitely pretty good. His siblings, Oven and Daifuku, are also pretty good, but I wouldn't say they're quite as good as him, just maybe a little bit lower, kind of like this. Yeah, I think this is good. Smoothie, on their hand, this is just pathetic. No wonder she is the weakest Yonka commander of all. She's absolutely worthless with a neck like this. She literally can't do anything. Just worse than even the normal average. Low negative level. King, on the other hand, thankfully, really good neck, honestly. It's quite up there. It's almost as good as Katakuri's, but not quite at that level. But on the other hand, Queen, it's a bizarre one, because at normal level, Queen's neck, incredibly disappointing. Does he even have a neck? Honestly, can we even really say he has a neck? However, when he transforms with his Down Fruit, his neck just becomes unbelievable. I don't know if this can be considered cheating, but honestly, this is one of the most impressive necks so far. Definitely up in legend level, close to Logan tier. Queen, definitely the king of all necks. On the other hand, Shanks' crew is really disappointing, honestly. Ben Beckman, really average. I wouldn't even say it's novice level. Lucky Root doesn't even have a neck. Usopp, honestly amateur. I wouldn't even consider him novice. Really disappointing. Barely any better than his son. However, on the other side, Blackbeard's crew, I mean, I'm not going to cover all of it because all 10 Titanic Titans would just take me all day, but his two strongest, I mean, Burgess, wow, okay. Burgess is definitely up there on expert level. Unbelievable neck. Shilly not quite up there, but it's pretty decent, close to advanced. Maybe not quite there, but he's getting there. He's getting there. And finally, we can move on to the Yonko and the legends of the One Piece world. First of all, Big Mom. That's not an egg. That's a goddamn Dorito. She doesn't count. I'm sorry, Big Mom. You're out. Kaido, on the other hand, I mean, okay. Now this is a true legend. Unbelievable neck. A lot of people tend to underestimate Kaido's neck because it's covered by his hair, but honestly, it's really, really impressive. The only thing is that, strongest creature in the world, I don't know, wouldn't agree with that, but definitely up there. Shanks and Blackbeard, however, they're decent, but compared to someone like Kaido, not really that good. I'd say they're still trying to get there. Maybe just because they're recent Yonko, they only just recently attained the position, but they definitely have a long road to improve. This is, however, no excuse for Roger. Really pathetic neck for someone who dared call himself King of the Pirates. He probably cheated his way to a laugh tail. Honestly, this really isn't very impressive. Same for Rox the Shebek. Honestly, not really good neck. So these two, honestly, a bit of a sham. On the other hand, though, however, we have Whitebeard. Honestly, he got surpassed by Kaido, but this was a beautiful neck back in its time, and it's such a shame that we've lost it. But we're not done yet, because we have the final category, the biggest of heavy hitters, the Corrida Colosseum category. Now, for some reason, during the Dressrosa arc, during the Corrida Colosseum tournament, Oda wanted to draw some really big necks, so we have some of the biggest contenders here. Now, first of all, we got Spartan. Already very impressive neck. Just from the get-go, we already have someone who is on expert level. Quite impressive. Next, we have Blue Gilly. Not quite as good, honestly. This is probably on the lower end of this category, but still pretty good advanced level, I'd say. Then we have King Riku. Already quite more impressive, high pro level. Kiros, I'd say he's close. Here's the thing, he doesn't quite have the triangle, but he's got such well-defined muscles that I have to put him close to triangle tier. Sai, on the other hand, now this is a beautiful, perfect triangle, definitely up there, and Chinjao's got an even more impressive triangle, which works real well because his head already is a bit of a triangle, so it all just works out. But now, the Funk Brothers. Now, this is a weird one because in his base form, Kelly Funk already has a very impressive neck. And his brother, Bobby Funk, has an insane neck. But with the power of the Jake no Mi, put them together, and you get this behemoth of a neck. This is impressive. This goes way high up in legend level. Definitely up there with heavy hitters. Unbelievable, beautiful neck. However, another big contender is Admiral Maynard of the Marines, also known as Maynard the Pursuer. He's got an unbelievable neck. He's definitely way up in expert level. I'd say probably even better than Whitebeard himself. Finally, we go on to the final ones. We got Orlumbus. Again, the neck is a bit covered, but it's definitely a really, really good neck. This is one of the highest caliber, and Hyrudin as well. My god, I'd say almost even better, quite high up there. But of course, no necklace would be complete without the two legends. First of all, Tank Lepanto. His neck is just on a whole other level. It's unbelievable. Its size is almost incomparable if it were not for one man. there is a reason why he is referred to as the man closest to Logan, but unfortunately, he was simply born in a time where someone was born with a better neck than his. Logan. Rolling Logan, the legend, the myth, the man, the neck. There is no creature, land, sea, or air, who has a neck more impressive than Logan. So, who are the top 10 necks of One Piece? Or, in other words, who are the top 10 strongest characters in the One Piece world? Well, at number 10, we got Jesus Burgess. At number 9, we got Kaido. At number 8, we got Rouge. To be clear, this is only when he's transformed. At normal level, he's not quite up there. At number 7, we got Orlambus. At number 6, we got Hairudin. At number 5, we have Kelly and Bobby Funk combined. At number 4, we got Moria in Shadow Asgard form. In number 3, we got Queen in Transform Brachiosaurus form. In number 2, we got Tanglepanto. And in number 1, of course, Rolling Logan. So that should answer all questions and doubts. I mean, at this point, it's irrefutable. This is the definitive One Piece power tier list. As we all know, necks are what make people strong. So really, at this point, we can just end all those stupid parallel debates. The only real question that's left is, where does Denjiro fall in all this? I'd say he's a decent pro level.